Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Learn with Jason, where we're going to take about 90 minutes to boop you on the brain. We've got Thor back on the show. Thor, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me again. Feels like home now.
I'm really loving these streams. They've been so much fun, and they feel like one of the things that I really like about the streams that we've been doing. If you're not familiar, Thor and I have been doing a stream of how to accept payments on the web. And this is the fourth stream in that series.
This is the third, and then we're doing the subscriptions one in 2 weeks' time. Yeah,
so we did one a while back on it was on adding products, and we built the swag store for learnwithjason.dev. So I'm going to find these episodes and have them queued up so that I can share them. So here is one more. Oh, well, not on the schedule page. That's why I can't find it. So we've got, we did one on selling products, which was a ton of fun. We then came back and we added one on donations, which had Nick DeJesus with us. That was also a ton of fun. And today we're going to add both a shopping cart, which, speaking of Nick, we're going to use Nick's really cool use Stripe cart or use shopping cart?
Use shopping cart, yeah.
That really cool hooks library that he wrote. So we'll try that out today. And we're also going to add one-click payment so that if you're on the site, you'll be able to click one button. Now, can you talk a little bit about that? Because that seems like something that shouldn't be possible, right? Because like I don't have all the magic set up on my site to be ultra secure and everything. So how does a one-click payment work in that scenario?
Yeah, it's not really one click, so to speak. It is basically using the payment request API on the web.
Oh, okay.
To tap into stored credentials. So
Gotcha.
These can be credentials that are stored locally in your Chrome browser, in your Apple Wallet, in your Google Wallet.
Mm-hmm.
And so really the payment request API is basically an interface to various different payment vehicles, so to speak.
Got it. Yeah. Cool. Very cool.
So the payment details are actually safely stored on the end user's device, for example, in their Apple Pay wallet. And there is a tokenization process that happens in the background where the details are shared with Stripe, but only with Stripe, not with the merchant. And then we can charge those details. And we can also collect the billing address details as well as shipping address details.
Nice. Very cool. So that's exactly what we're after here. So with that in mind, like, I guess we can just switch over and get rolling. So what we did before, what we've done up to this point, is I like that we're boops on boops at this point. Okay, so we built this store, and what we ended up doing was we created a list of products, and that list of products, maybe I should pull up the Learn with Jason site actually. Here, and let's open it up. And so we built a list of products, which is here. And these are, each one has a SKU, which is a unique ID, so we can identify the product. And then it has its name, description, dimensions we didn't actually need, so I don't think we even needed to include that, honestly. And then we have an image, the amount, and currency. The amount is stored as a number of pennies. So it's 1,000 cents or $10. And then we did that for each product. So we've got all the stickers in the store, and then those run through, where is it? The store products. And the products are just loading in the product data and then looping through and creating a product listing for each one. So it shows the image, it shows all that stuff. getting right to it, I see. And then once we have that, we set up some handlers that will create a Stripe checkout, and that sends in the product data. So right now, this is very cool, but it's a little bit limited. So I can't create a shopping cart. I can only buy one thing at a time. So like if I want to buy, this and this, I would have to do 2 separate transactions. It's going to take me through to the checkout, right? So I would, and that's no good because as you can see, there is a shipping and handling fee, and you don't want to have to pay that twice. So we want to make sure that shipping and handling only gets applied once. And then otherwise you'd buy the sticker pack, which the sticker pack's great. You get all 5, it costs less, and you only pay the shipping and handling once. But that we want to give more options here. So a cart gives us that control, and then if I understand correctly, the cart also gives us the information we need for the one-click payments.
Yeah, really, what the cart gives us is sort of the accumulation of all the products that we want to buy.
Okay,
and that is the information that we need to have to then communicate to Apple Pay, Google Pay, Microsoft Pay, what have you, because the end user actually needs to authenticate with the fingerprint, for example, in the case of Apple Pay, and so they would actually see the payment, sort of the card details in the Apple UI.
Cool.
And so that's where we need to push that information to, basically.
Very cool. Yeah. And then I see Nick has joined the chat. Welcome, Nick. I see Suze, Will, Tony, Ben. What's up, y'all? It's great to see you. So if we want to get started, I guess maybe, actually, where should I get started? Like, should I start it locally? Should we go to Stripe? Where do you want to go?
No, let's jump right into your store.
Okay.
And if you pull up the docs, I've posted them in the chat for the used shopping cart. Nick has made a really cool Gatsby-based docs page.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
What's really nice, actually, if you click on add item, for example, yeah, because these are MDX files, we can actually use the hooks in the MDX file, so we can just put it right in there. And now if you click on cart details, it actually keeps in the left menu.
Oh, over here.
Yeah, it actually keeps the state of the cart.
Oh, dang.
Across the pages. And so, yeah, this is really cool.
That's really slick. I did not realize that. Nick, nice work. This is excellent.
Yeah, he's done some really awesome stuff.
Very, very cool. So, all right. So I'm ready to do this. So let's, I guess, go to getting started. And I'm going to need to install. I already have Stripe.js, I think. So let me double check. Let's look at our package. I have Stripe.js. So I'm just going to add use shopping cart. So did I use Yarn or package lock? Yarn. Okay, so I'm going to Yarn workspace site add use shopping cart. And that should show up down here. Next, Sandy's about to update these docs. Okay, so we've got it installed now, and then if we head over to, let's see, wrap the root component in a cart provider. Okay.
Yeah, I think because we only have the store on one page, I think you can probably just wrap that page if that's possible.
Or even just the products component, because that's where everything happens, right?
Yeah. So what we need to have in that cart provider is we need to have the products, and then as well as our cart details view. So I think on top of your products, we add a new view that just shows the items that are in the cart and then has the checkout button. Got you.
Okay. So let's, for the sake of... let's see. All right, let's talk through this because I want to limit the complexity of like how much we have to dig into these components to figure out what's going on. But I also don't want to get lost in like thousands of lines of code in the same file. So do you think it makes more sense to create like a store component that imports the products component, and then we can do the cart stuff so basically it would be like store and then cart in products?
Yeah, I think that's probably the best approach. Yeah.
All right, let's do that. So I'm going to create a component called store, and this one is going to just grab some of these details out of here. So we're using theme UI, and so we use the JSX pragma so that we can use the SX prop. And then I'm going to have a component called store, and we don't know if it needs any props. I don't think it will. And then we'll export default store, and we want to import products from products. And so for now, this can just return products, because products doesn't have any props, I don't think. It doesn't. So if I do just this, and then I go to my store, and instead of importing products, import store, then what we should get is no functional change, but we'll have that abstraction in place. So let's, oh boy, I've got a bunch of extra stuff going on in here. This is, oh boy. Good. Work in progress is always going to be fun. So let's run this workspace, site develop. I think all that work is on sound effects that I haven't finished or shipped. But we did get one. Jesse J. Burton, I think, added a new sound effect. So if you look at the Learn with Jason pull request history, you can find that and play. And also, like, sound effects now are listed in the Learn with Jason repo. You can see them under the site functions. This is all of the sound effects, so you can get in here and you can see, like, I'm moving please hold, which is why the elevator music doesn't work anymore, because I haven't actually committed this yet. We'll get there. All right, so now we've got the store is running. Let's move over here to 8008, and if I go to the store, then everything is the same. Now, what I just remembered is that none of our functions will work right now because I'm running it in like plain mode. I didn't start with Netlify dev. So in order to do that, when we get to the point where we need functions, we'll use Netlify dev. But for now, this will be fine.
That's fine. Yeah.
Okay. So let me close this up. Let's head to our store component, and now we can start doing hook stuff.
Let's rep this.
Okay. So I need the cart provider. From use shopping cart, and I'm going to just wrap this thing, cart provider, and we'll go around the product. And then it looks like I need to move my Stripe call out here. So let's go into products.
Yeah, we just pull that out.
Move that to store. And then our Stripe promise comes out to down here. Or I guess I can move that underneath my imports. And then that also means, I think, that we're going to have to handle this a little bit differently here.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But
okay.
Yeah, let's just set up the cart provider for now.
Okay. So then once we have our cart provider, we're going to pass in Stripe, success URL, cancel URL, currency. All right, so let's take these one at a time.
Yeah. So in our case, because we create the checkout session in the Netlify function, we don't actually need to set the success URL and the cancel URL on the card provider here.
I don't need to set any of this actually, right?
You need to set the currency because that is used for the formatting.
Currency.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that should be it.
And the rest of this is handled by my functions.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now we've got our cart provider, and then when we and this I believe is broken now because it'll be broken if we try to do anything because the Stripe setup is no longer connected. So we need to get that connected. So looking at the docs.
Yeah, so what we actually want to do is instead of having the buy now button underneath the product, we now want to change that to an add to cart button.
Yes. Okay. So I'll go as far as I know, which is to say, are we done?
No. that would have been nice. It's not. It's not that easy. But so basically, what we need to do, if you go back to the use shopping cart docs, there is a function that's called add item, and so when someone clicks the products add to cart, we need to call the shopping cart add item, and we need to pass in kind of the shape that is expected.
Got it. Okay, so I just pull in add item from use shopping cart. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So let's go up here. I am going to need use shopping cart from use shopping cart. Is it the default export?
No, I think you need to wrap it.
Okay. And then in here, I'm going to pull out add item from use shopping cart. And now this will have access to the Stripe provider. So we'll be in good shape there. And then what we need to do now here is this is our submit.
Yeah, I mean, we can, for now, let's just add an on-click handler for the button and just comment out the submit for now, I think, maybe.
Well, won't we need the quantity though, don't we?
No, I think we'll remove the quantity and basically you just click the button, and anytime you click the button, we add the item to the cart.
Oh, I got you. I understand. Okay, so then we'll be missing the SKU, so we need to so you're saying that this then becomes an on click, and we'll get
just add item and the product.
Okay, so if we do an event here, we can event, prevent, default, and then we'll be able to run add item, and we would use the SKU. Let me look at the add item.
I think we just pass in the product object.
The whole product object?
Yeah.
Take that.
We should probably double check that it has the right shape.
I mean, the product object should be this here. So I think that matches the. Let's go match this against his name, SKU, price, image, currency. Name.
I think
SKU.
It might be price instead of amount.
Okay, so we can fix that. That's fine. Image, currency, quantity. So I just set a quantity of 1, or
no? Sorry. So these are the cart details we're looking at. If you go to where do we have it? Or maybe getting started. If you go to the getting started, I think we have the If you scroll down there, you can see name, SKU, price, and currency is what we need.
Okay, so I just need to I can just change this one to be the product, and then we'll set the price to be product.amount. Not like that though, like this. Okay.
Yeah, cool.
All right, and that's it.
That should be it.
But we should probably like show the cart. Well, I guess we can start here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start here, and then I guess what we'll do is get these. I guess we can just get these out of here entirely, right? We can get rid of this, and we can get rid of this.
Yeah.
Which puts us now where it will just have a button. So I think this will break the formatting a little bit, but that's okay.
Okay.
It'll show our price. Okay. Then we no longer need this handle submit function, which removes our need to have the Stripe object at all and should get rid of any errors, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's save this. And it did build. Hey. Now what do we get? So we get our store. It says add to cart. And when I click it, nothing happens, but that's expected because we're not showing anything, right? So it doesn't break, which is really what I was looking for with that test.
That is good. And so now we need the other component in our store. So I'd say we just, above the first sticker row, we just add kind of a cart overview.
Yes. Okay. So I'm going to add a cart component. And I'm doing this because my expectation is that this is going to get complicated enough that it would be confusing to put it in the store component.
Yeah.
So this one, I don't think we're going to add any, we probably will add styling on this actually. So let's do the pragma JSX, and then we'll import JSX from theme UI. And then we're also going to, actually, let's not do anything just yet. Or no, we need it. We do need the use shopping cart because that's going to give us our cart items, right?
Correct.
Okay, so import use shopping cart from use shopping cart. And then we'll have a cart component. And that cart component is going to return just the cart for now, and then we'll export that as our default. Okay, and then, all right, so we'll get back to actually using that, but for now, let's get it into our store. So I'm going to import the cart from cart, and then we'll just drop it right on top. Okay, and so what we should see, there we go, there's our cart. So if I want to, maybe the first easiest thing to do would be to just do like a JSON object dump so we can see what's in the cart as we bump. So if I want to do that, what should I do next?
Yeah, if you go back to the docs, so that second, if you scroll down, you can see, so we can pull out like total price, redirect to checkout, cart count. So maybe let's actually just do that, and we can, yeah, we can just show kind of number of items, total price, and then have a button for redirect to checkout.
Okay. So I'm going to get total price, redirect to checkout, and what was the last thing? Cart count?
Cart count, yeah.
Equals use shopping cart.
Yeah.
Okay, and we will for now. Oh wait, I'm in the wrong thing. So let's go back into the cart.
Ah, yes.
And let's add that here instead. Okay, so now that I've got these, I'm going to just do a dump. So we'll put it in a pre-tag. And then I will JSON stringify, and we'll do an object with the total price.
Yeah, we can actually do
cart
details. So we can get the cart details from the shopping cart.
Oh, just
we could just
okay.
dump that. Mm.
All right, let's do that instead. I think that'll be cool. So let's grab our cart details. And then we'll do the null2 thing so that it looks nice. And we're not using that yet, so let's go step by step here.
Cool.
So then we get our cart details. We've got a 5 sticker pack, a bearded corgi, and a boop. And if I add, let's say, a logo, now we've got the logo in here as well.
And if you click the logo again, for example, it will increment the quantity and the total price value, I think.
Slick. This is really nice. Like this is a very, very handy thing to have. Awesome work, Nick. Okay, so let's make this do stuff. So I'll probably end up actually designing this later, just to not get buried down in that for now. But what we can do here is maybe what we can do is just show like a details object. Ooh, I know how we can do this. Let's use the platform. So we'll start with we'll keep this dump around. So I'm going to use a React fragment, which means that I need to import fragment because we changed the pragma from React. And then I'm going to change this here to be a fragment. And this just prevents us from having a bunch of like junky extra stuff. And then what I'm going to do is a details component and a summary. And we'll say cart details. And then in here, what I want to do is let's just loop through our cart stuff. And we can say we get cart details. So I can do like object.values, I think, and that'll give me these, and then I'll be able to just list through them. So let's go object.values of cart details, and for each of those we're going to map, and that will give us a product. This Twenty, this is a Gatsby site, but what we're doing today is just React. We're not doing any Gatsby stuff today. So we're going to map this product, and we'll be able to use it to do stuff. And the stuff that we want to do is return. I guess we can just return because I'm not going to do any math or anything. Oh boy, I'm like, what's going on? There we go. Get out of here. Here? There we go. So I just want to do a key, and we'll make the key like the product.skew, and then let's start by just listing the product name. .name. Okay, let's just make sure that what I'm doing actually works. Cart details, and then we get a list, right? So this is real fast, and you know this is not pretty. Oh, but check this out. Watch. Cart, no, not that one. Up here. This cart count, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in here, it should show us, yeah, look at that. That's cool. So now we can show how many things are in the cart. And then in here we can do like,
I think the quantity maybe per product.
Quantity, yeah. So that was product dot quantity, and then maybe we just put in the price, right? And the price is not. Oh, we have a formatted. Oh, Nick, you are a prince. Product dot formatted value. Not making me do that work. Sick. Okay. And then we get the total too, right? Somewhere.
Yeah, there should be. Total price.
And is the total price already on the
shopping
page?
Cart. You get it from use shopping cart.
You get it from use shopping cart. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to get total price, and then we'll put this underneath here. We'll just add like a paragraph and say Make it strong. Total price is total price. Is that pre-formatted for us?
Yes, I believe so.
I did it wrong.
Oh.
Okay, let's check my code and make sure that I didn't typo, because that's entirely possible. Total price from used shopping cart. Total price. Okay, so I missed a thing. And the thing that I missed is probably right in front of my face.
If you just look for total price, yeah,
Total
down
price.
there it is in there. Oh, it's a function.
Oh, it's a function.
Because it actually then does the formatting on the fly, I guess.
Aha! Look at that. Okay, so that's a cart. So then the next thing we can do, I'm gonna get rid of this part now so that we're not quite so messy, right? So here's our store. We've got our store. We've got our cart up at the top. So the next thing that we would want to do is be able to actually check out with this cart. So to do that,
we just need a button. And let's reintroduce the checkout button.
Okay. And we'll check that out. We'll just put it here. And I think I've got all my styles already down here. So let's just grab them. Here's our button. So let's drop this button in and we'll say check out. Oh, missed the opening bracket there. Okay, and then this is no longer relevant, right? Like this is going to be something different. So let's take that out for now. That gives us a checkout button that doesn't do anything yet.
Nice.
So to make it do things.
So from the use shopping cart, we can actually import the redirect to checkout function. So because we hand the Stripe promise to the cart provider, we can actually just get it from there. And what we now need to do is using the cart details, send the cart details to our function that creates the checkout session. And then when we have the checkout session, we just call redirect to checkout with the session ID.
Got it. Okay, so I'm going to have to do a quick change on this, which is just that right now we only send a single product. But what we can do is send an array of products and just drop them in here, kind of do a little helper. So let's do that.
I think the use shopping cart even has a server-side helper.
I mean, we can do that also. It does. I hear him say yes. Okay. So if I want to do maybe
validate cart items, I think it's called. It's just underneath the redirect to checkout. Yeah.
Oh dang. Oh dang.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is actually wonderful. This is exactly what I want, because what I was thinking is I have to add, if you look at my setup, I also have this that has to go on once per order. So I can just take these line items, spread them, and add that line item. So this is exactly what I want. So let's take this. I'm just going to copy paste it because if you want to see how this works and what each of these things is doing, go back and check out. We did an episode where we did products. So let's see, Thor here. This one walks through how that happens. Wait, Behold should be working. Is it not working? Hold on, let me update Streamblitz real quick so that it does work. Because that definitely should be working. I'm logged in as the wrong person. Let me log in this off-stream browser. Hold please, because I would also like to have the bucket be held. Come on. Okay, it should work now. Give it a shot.
Behold.
All right. Did it do anything? Did you hear it?
I didn't hear it. I only saw it.
Oh no.
Ah! Behold, my bucket!
It took so long to load.
I mean, it's in the name.
Oh, it's so good. The suspense was wonderful. I'm not sure if that's a problem with like just the first time we ever used it, everything had to load, or if that's like something I need to go debug. But perfect. All right, I'm very into that. Okay.
Ah! Behold, my bucket!
Okay, so it worked. It worked that time. So I think it just needed to load up. But okay. So excellent. That was so good. All right. Let me compose myself. All right, we're good. So we have this serverless function, and if you wanna learn how those work, go check out this episode because we walk through the whole thing. We built a serverless function. We talked through how each piece works. It's also a blog post if you prefer blog posts. Let me find that. One of these. Let's go blog, and then
you got the Egghead collection also, right?
Yeah, which is that part is, let's see, I'm gonna just go here because that'll be faster. There we go. This one, and the Egghead collection is actually embedded in the tutorial, so you'll be able to watch the videos, or you'll be able to read the tutorial, or you can watch us build it live. It's, you know, any way you want to use that content, we've got it for you. So then we've got this, and I think I just deselected without copy pasting. So let's copy, and then I'm going to move into my function here for create checkout. And I think I'm actually just going to drop it straight in. Oh wait, I'm missing a piece because I was missing the, let's leave these here. That one works. Where did the stripe?
It's on top, right?
Yeah, so I left mine in. Does it? Oh, how does it get? Here's stripe. Okay, I was really having a hard time there with like my brain was not keeping up with what was going on. I just realized I deleted my my shipping and handling. So I need this, and then I can. What? What happened? It dumped my undo history. Okay, so I'm going to take this, and I'm going to put it somewhere safe. Let's put it down here. Then I'm going to copy this. I'm going to keep my stripe, and I'm going to paste this.
I think it's actually the same stripe, isn't it?
It is. It should be the same stripe, right? Because the example that I was copying from didn't have stripe. Oh, it was all the way up here. Jeez,
oh, yeah.
I missed that whole section. Okay, so that's, yep, definitely need that. Okay, so so we've got stripe, we've got the validate cart items, and then what I need to do is come down here and take my line item, and so we're going to do line items equals line items, and then we're going to drop in this one. And so that way we'll always have our shipping and handling. Great. Also, I'm going to have to figure out how to add in this like always in the cart item so that the totals show up, because otherwise there's going to be a 350 difference between what you see in your cart and what shows up. But that's okay. We can figure that out.
Maybe you can do a use effect that adds this item to the cart
Yeah.
at the beginning or something.
Yeah. Yeah. And I bet there's a way that I could also like, we would need to figure out how to prevent it from being removed from the cart as well. We'll figure it out. Okay, so for now this will be fine. We'll just, you know, surprise, 350s get. Oh, I can just say that. We can just go to the cart.
True.
And we can say. You
can just hard code it in there.
Yeah. A 350 shipping and handling charge will be applied at checkout. Why write code when you can just add docs? Okay, so okay, I missed a piece. Add item and product. Oh, because we didn't actually get to the redirect to checkout part. So our button is here, and on click, we needed to call. We just send the whole cart details to the function.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So I need to go back and look at this to get the code for it.
Well, you can actually jump into the GitHub link that Nick has linked in the docs. Has an example. And so if you go to, so that's the server-side code. But if you go to create React app, source components,
cart display.
It's the cart display component, and then there should be there. So just the JSON stringify cart details.
Okay. So what we're doing here is we are preventing the default submission. We're taking that whole response, sending it off to the Netlify function that we created here. We're sending it as post using application JSON for it, and then we send in the whole cart details object that came out of use shopping cart up here. Get back a response as JSON, and then send off redirect to checkout. Okay, so this is exactly what we want. I'm going to copy paste it so that we don't run the risk of typos here. I'm going to go into my cart and add this helper here. And so we've got anything that we didn't declare. Cart details, we've already grabbed. Redirect to checkout, we've grabbed. Okay. So then what we need to add here is just a handle submit.
I think we might have to look at the shape of the redirect to checkout function again, because I think it doesn't actually take an object. It just takes the session ID, if I recall correctly. So that might be incorrect there, Nick.
Okay, let's go back to the docs. And let's look at redirect to checkout. This one, it looks like, I don't know if you wrapped.
Let's
give it a shot and see what happens. Okay, right. So let's check here what I have for my dev stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna run this from local. So let's
maybe it changed since I last saw it.
Or wait, I'm at root, so Netlify dev works on my machine. Something broke. Node, no such file or directory. That's not promising. That sounds like something that is not anything to do with the code we're writing today, but that my computer just exploded, so that's fun. NVM use node. Oh God, please don't explode. That sounds like something that we don't want to debug on this stream. So I need to fix my computer, but in the meantime, what we can do is git checkout a branch, and we'll say feature add cart, and then we can just deploy this. So let's figure out what files we need to actually keep. So I'm going to add git add yarn lock. We need site source pages store. We need the site functions. What? Do I need use shopping cart in my functions dependency? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. That's a great call. Okay, don't let me forget to do that before I commit this. So we need the functions. We need in the functions. We need create session, create checkout. And then we also need site, source, components, cart, site, source, components, store, site, source, components, products. Okay, did I miss anything? Let's see. Need the package, need the functions. Okay, so let's get that as well. Get add site package, site functions package lock, although that's about to change when I add the thing. Okay. I think that's right. So let's oh no, I see, I tried to do it. Site functions, and then in here we're gonna npm I use shopping cart. Check it. We're gonna get add package JSON and package lock JSON. Then if we look at this, we've got all the files that we need, so I can git commit, and we'll say feature add a shopping cart, and let's deploy this thing. So git push. And in order to get Netlify to actually build this, I will use a pull request. Did that fail, or did that? Oh no, that was just a bunch of notes. So let's git pull request. This is using the GitHub Hub CLI. Co-committed with by. Thor, do you mind sharing your GitHub email for this?
Well, it's just Torsten, so Thor Sten at struct.com. You're making me reveal my real name here.
Prepare for cat facts. Okay, so let's get that. All right, so that is now up and running. I love that CLI. It's so good. So Milan, I'm using npm and yarn together specifically to opt the functions out of yarn workspaces, because the way that this works, I think I broke this, the co-committed thing. I guess we'll find out. But the reason is that our code to deploy the site, if we look at the Netlify TOML, it runs yarn workspace site build. So we go into the site, and for the build, before we build, I want to go into the functions directory and install dependencies, and then come back out, and then we turn on, then we run the Gatsby build. And that is because the functions, like the functions folder, will get deployed as its own thing. It's like the website goes to the Netlify CDN, and then the functions get packaged up and deployed to a serverless function provider. We use AWS Lambda. So they're not actually in the same place. So if you don't, that was why it was important that I installed this dependency, is if I didn't do that, then it would try to reference the dependency, but it's not in the same folder as the site anymore, so it would be missing that dependency and everything would fail. So basically that's, this is just how you, if you need extra dependencies, put them in the functions folder and just make sure that you add something like this. And that'll prevent a lot of sadness. Make sure that your functions are all the way put together. Let's see. So we now have this. This is building. I've got an error. Let's find out what the error is. On pre-build. What? You're just gonna yell at me about using npm? I specifically don't want you to use something other than whatever. That's a silly error. Don't do that. Okay, so I guess we'll have it use yarn. And And then I can go into my functions and just hope for the best here that it's not going to put all of my function stuff into, let's see, let's run yarn. Did it create a lock file? It did. Okay, that's okay then. So then we can remove the package lock. So I guess all that stuff I said about npm and yarn not being a problem, looks like I was wrong. Okay, so let's add, we'll add the package lock, and we'll add the yarn lock. We'll get commit, fix lock files, and then we'll push origin feature add cart. Come back out here, let's look at this build. I already merged this. Okay, so here we go.
I think we need a corgi parade.
I know, especially now that the that the elevator music doesn't work anymore. Oh, going fast. Here we go.
And we can't run it locally because something's on your machine.
So yeah, for whatever reason, my node,
Gotcha.
like my node instance is just, oh, there we go. There we go. Bring those corgis.
Thank you.
But for whatever reason, my node instance is not picking up it. Like, there's this issue that I've had where I think it's something with Homebrew. It like breaks my path, and then Yarn isn't aware of the rest of my environment, and so it can't find things. And I'm not sure what I did, but if I can figure it out, it's gonna make my life a lot easier, because I feel like every 6 weeks or so I have to go through and like figure out why all my paths are broken. And a lot of times it just involves like, I don't know, I'm just gonna brew uninstall Yarn and try again, I guess. Yeah, I honestly, like, I love Yarn, but I wish that NPM had a workspaces like feature so that I could just use NPM. It really, yeah, it's a pain in the butt. But okay, so this, yeah, we installed functions dependencies, we ran the build command. It didn't explode now when we did the build. Oh, look, that even ran the same damn function. Whatever. I don't know, it just didn't want to cooperate that time, I guess.
Insanity.
So this gives us our deploy preview. We are almost done here. This builds pretty fast. I did commit the package JSON changes, I think. No, I didn't. It's fine. It kept the changes, so I'm gonna take it as a win. Do you ever feel like maybe all the code that we write is just held together with like bubble gum and wishes?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. How's?
I think I need a...
Oh my God! Come on.
Oh no.
What does this even mean? IPC channel closed? That doesn't make any sense. What is that? Build repo node modules. Jest? Sir, there is no testing being done in this code repository. Okay, so no. that like, is this just, am I being trolled? Is this just the build bot trolling me now? Okay, so I guess while we're waiting for that, we can try to figure out why, like, it can see node. I know you can see it. Let me try to run it from here. Maybe it's VS Code. Node, no such file or directory. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, so what if I like grab the latest copy? Maybe that'll force a. Don't be like that. Hmm. No, I don't think it's. I mean, it's definitely not yelling about this. And the error that we got last time had nothing to do with. Well, I guess I should actually read it before I make claims. The error that we got was about. Oh, Navigator is not available during server-side rendering. Oh.
Oh, that might be
Okay. So
an
we've
issue
got
in the library.
Yeah, that's okay though. That's okay because we can fix that. What we can do is we can figure out. Let's just pop in here. Let's do some debugging on the fly, right? Let's jump into Node modules, and let's find out what's going on. Here it is. Use. Where are you at? Use shopping cart. All right.
Yeah.
So let's figure out where.
It's in the util. I know because I think it's my fault. Yeah, it's that. If you just throw out that whole line, not that whole line, but just the window.navigator.language piece in the
Got it. No other navigators. Okay, so if we save that,
I think so. Yeah.
All right. So what we can do then is, I don't know, do we just hot patch use shopping cart? Nick, you standing by to merge changes? Let's fix it. Let's go to GitHub. Ooh. Oh dang. What happened? De Jesus. Use shopping cart. All right. We're gonna fix it in production, right? That's the goal. So once we get the fork thing, we're gonna go into use shopping cart, get into the source. We'll go into util, not that util, this util.
I think Nick isn't Nick rolling out a fix for that?
Oh, you already got it?
I think that's what he was saying in the chat.
I thought it was his response to me saying, "Are you standing by?" If he doesn't need this, that's fine. If he does, oh, navigator reference.
Okay, I mean we can switch over to the mobile payment function.
Yeah, let's do that while we send this over, and we may just need to get this fixed. And let's see, do that. Let's get the pull request opened. Okay, so that's there. So while we're waiting for that, what we'll do instead is we will head over to here, and we're gonna yarn workspace site develop, where we have now a functioning cart, but we can't do the redirect to checkout just yet. But that's okay. We're really close on this, right? So basically, we just need to get either my local machine fixed, or we'll get that patch and use shopping cart so that we can build. And then as soon as we've got that, we'll be able to go. But in the meantime, what we can do is you said we can use this cart details to set up the one-touch payment.
Yes. So I just sent the docs in the chat.
Okay, let's grab that. Head over here.
So there is a couple things we need to. So it looks like if you open this page in Safari, do you have yourself Apple Pay set up on?
Yes.
On your Apple ID. So try opening this page in Safari. Okay. But that the Google Pay piece currently only works on Android.
Okay. Well, let's see what happens. I don't know if I've ever opened Safari on this computer, so we'll see if I've got. I mean, I did have Apple Pay set up at some point.
Look at that. Okay. Maybe don't.
Oh,
click
snap!
the button.
Look at that.
Okay,
That's dope.
Yeah. Cool.
Well, I'm very glad that didn't just like show off all my payment details.
Yeah, because it could have shown your address. So you got lucky there. Yes. Okay. Cool. So that is working. That is nice. What you can do in Chrome, so we can test in Chrome, you can add a test card to the stored Chrome card details. So if you go back to your Chrome browser,
okay,
and you click on the settings, the three dots on the very far right, and say settings, and then it should be something like payment. Does it say saved
payment methods?
You just type in saved. Oh yeah, payment methods
okay.
there.
I'm gonna move this off just in case it shows a bunch of stuff.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And it doesn't show anything, so that's perfect. So cool. Save payment methods will here. So I need to. Well, that's kind of cool. All right, so I can do this. Add, and then I can just add like one of these.
Just say test card maybe.
Oh,
sorry, that's a name. Yeah. And then just the 42. Yes.
All right, let's set this out to like 22. Save. So now I have a test card.
So if you reload the docs page in your Chrome, we should see.
Cool.
There we are. Okay.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, so that is using the payment requests API to access stored card details. So if you open this, for example, on your Android device, it will actually give you the option to use Google Pay as an example.
I broke something on that pull request to Nick, so let's check at that real quick. Figure out what I did. Did I pull request against my own? Oh my god! I'm such a.
Oh yes.
Okay. Great. Okay, can I change it like this?
I think you can edit and
doesn't want to let me change that part. So let's do a new pull request here, and we'll compare across forks, and we'll use this one, and we'll use fix navigator, right? And that should show the change. There we go. All right. Sorry about that. Okay, so I've got the payment detail here, and it lets me add a billing address. Oh, that's slick. So so then I would just like add this, fill out these details. That's gonna Okay.
Yeah, so maybe just do that, add some fake address.
Okay.
Hollywood. Nice. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. And then just say done. Done. It might, there's something, if you go back into, I think there might be, if you go into the address, maybe there's something missing.
I didn't like that. Let's see. Select address.
Yeah.
Done. Oh, maybe I'm just like billing address.
No, yeah, I had
I
that
just
recently.
Didn't like that address.
Maybe
it knew that I was faking it.
It should work.
Yeah, whatever. Maybe we need a different.
I think it might just be the phone number. If you do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe that works.
Okay. And then we'll do like a 97211 or whatever. I think that's a Portland area thing. So let's do like, let's see, old Montana area code, and then we'll do like a fake number. Yeah, it just did. Okay, so it just didn't like my fake number. So if I go done,
maybe
done,
try, still
done,
not.
add.
No, yeah, okay. Yeah. Anyway, let's actually implement it on our own site, and then we can just say we don't want to collect the billing address for now.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. So to do that, it also could be that I'm in the maybe the React docs have some weirdness.
No, it's some Chrome bug.
Chrome. Okay, so I have what should I do? I'm actually not sure.
So we have added the payment method to the browser. If we go to the prerequisites.
Okay, so I have that.
Yeah, we will need to serve our application over HTTPS. Does Netlify CLI have like a preview feature that enables that, or? I mean,
no.
Yeah.
But,
otherwise,
well, I mean, we can. I mean, Nick just merged this, so we're pretty much waiting for. Honestly, it might be here already. Let's do a yarn outdated. Did you ship you got to publish it again? Can't seem to publish to npm. No worries, man. We can deal with that later. So in the meantime, maybe we can hard code a value for the cart details, so that we can do a payment without the use shopping cart stuff. I can just set up a different fork.
Well, the problem is we need to hit the Netlify function.
I mean, I can use the existing Netlify function, because on the other fork, my function works. So I get a checkout on the store now. Like, this one is still functioning.
Yeah. Okay.
So we could just do a payment for like one thing.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay, so we will merge these things together eventually, but for now, what we'll do is we'll git checkout master. What don't you like? Oh, that whole thing. Okay, so git commit site package. Okay, so we'll get checkout master. All right, and so now we're just looking at our regular old site, and if I go back into here, all of this should be back to where it was. So let's go into site, source, components, products, and this is kind of back where we were. So we've got the create checkout. That gives us our session ID. And so now we can, like I can serve that. Actually, I wonder.
But not locally, right?
Well, not SSL locally.
But yeah, so the node version stuff, isn't that still?
Yep, that's still broken. But I can deploy this is what I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah, cool. So let's just add one button and then see how that goes. So maybe we add the payment request button for the sticker pack, and so people can just click that.
Okay, let's do it. So I have a new branch for payment requests, and we can add this for the sticker pack. Well, really, it's all mapped, so it'll kind of be like, if we do it for one, we can do it for all of them because it's all part of the same code.
Fair enough.
All right, so let's look at how we want to do that. I have right now all of the product info is here, and when you click this button, it sends you off, or it submits a quantity and the product information to this handle submit, which goes to create a checkout and brings us back a session ID. So if I want to integrate the payment request stuff, should I just start by having a second button, or?
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Okay.
Let's walk along the docs, and we have the React docs in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's skip that for now. We'll get to that. We need an additional dependency, which is React Stripe.js.
Okay.
And React Stripe.js is a wrapper around Stripe Elements, which is our UI components library. So we need to pull that in, which then allows us the secure access to kind of the different wallets.
Okay. So we have now installed React Stripe.js, and then
and yet now we need to wrap our products. So the products are going to have the button. So we just wrap the products in this elements provider.
Okay. So I'm going to go in here. We're going to we'll just wrap it on the outside. I think that'll be okay. So we'll import elements from Stripe, React Stripe.js, and then we've got load Stripe, so we can do elements, and we needed to pass in
the Stripe promise,
Stripe promise. And that happens here. No, it happens outside, so we can just do it just like this.
Yeah.
Why can't I spell today? Here we go.
That's it.
Take this one down below. And now all of the products have access to Stripe elements.
Yes.
Within them. Okay.
Marvelous.
So then.
We'll get to that. Let's skip that step for now. That's the server side. Oh, sorry. No, that is the right one.
Okay.
I was reading wrong. So we need to create a payment request instance. We can do that in, a use effect hook.
Okay, let's do it. So I'm going to pull in import use effect from React. And then we'll just put it right up at the top. So we'll say use effect. And inside of it, we need to create a payment request. Let me move this to the side, and we'll move this over here so that we can see what's going on. So inside of our use effect, we are going to get a payment.
Oh, I just realized we need to wrap this in an if. So we need to check if Stripe is actually already set, because Stripe resolves asynchronously. So if you just do an if,
like if there's no Stripe.
So basically just check if Stripe is set and payment request, we probably need to set that into a state. So if we say use state,
Okay, so we're going to do use state. Const.
Yeah, so we can track
payment
the payment
request.
request object.
Set payment request equals use state. And so we'll need to also pull in use state.
All right. Yeah, and we set that to null initially.
Okay.
And so
then,
yeah. So now we need to check if Stripe and payment request is null. So basically, we only can run this once, and once Stripe is set. Does that make sense?
Got it. Okay, so I think if there's no Stripe and the payment request is not equal null, we can return. So we'll basically just early return so that we're not getting into like big nested things. But I want to use this, not that. Okay. Does that make sense? Am I doing that?
Yeah.
Okay. So then we'll do stripe.payment request. And for that, we're going to set up the country is US. The currency is USD. The total would be...
Oh, wait. Are we in the product object, right?
We're in the products object, but this is actually...
Oh, we probably need to do this in the actual product component, right?
Well, this is where things get a little confusing, because this actually is the product component, because we just loop through down here.
Oh.
So would this be like a...
Yeah,
like a
because
handler or...
Well, let's just create... should we just create one? Because otherwise I think we would have to create an actual sub-product component.
Yeah, this is fine. Let's start by just... let's start by just doing one.
So maybe just set the total to the sticker pack.
And we'll say the amount is, what was it? The sticker pack itself is 10. And so it would be $13.50 with the shipping and handling.
Mm-hmm.
And then I need the docs. So we would want to request payer name. Request.
Yeah, maybe we actually set that to false just to make sure we don't expose your address and stuff.
Okay. What up?
Oh, what is Noobcat saying?
Oh yeah, good point. If either of those is if either of these returns, so basically what I was setting us up for is that like we could get into half broken states. Good call, thank you. Yeah, so no name, no email, all good, and then we're going to update this whenever the Stripe or payment request updates.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, good. So now we have this, and it's available in state. Or wait, payment request, and then I need to set it. Set payment request.
Yeah, we need to check the next step, because we actually need to check first if we can use the payment request. So if actually Apple Pay or Google Pay or something like that is available.
Oh, okay, so there's more here. All right, so down here we're going to say request can make payment, then got it, then we'll do it in here. But we want to check if we did get a result. So if result, then we'll set it.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we can do something like, we'll just put it right up at the top. Under the section, we can say payment request and let's see, buy the sticker pack with one click, and then we can put in the payment request button element.
Yeah, and we need to import that. Yeah.
Did it auto import for me? Because that would have been cool.
I think
Sure
so.
did.
Nice.
Appreciate you, VS Code. Okay, so then we're going to set our payment request. All right. Okay, so I think that's the thing.
I think we might have to check. We might have to use the use stripe hook. If you scroll back to your use effect, just double check in your code where stripe is coming from.
Oh, where does stripe come from?
Yeah. So I think it's not, I need to fix that in the docs, yeah.
Okay.
So if you scroll up in your code.
So we're getting it here.
Yeah, the problem is that is the stripe promise.
Well, this wouldn't be, right? Because we're awaiting it.
Oh, yes. But that is happening in a handler, in an async handler function.
So if
you go to the use effect, but then that would mean we would have to make the use effect async. So what might be easier to do is we can use there. So React Stripe.js exposes a use stripe hook. So if you say use stripe, and then just before your use effect, or yeah, there you say,
is it
and
like,
maybe we should call it stripe 2 because we already have a variable called stripe.
Is this gonna actually work though? Like, what do I have to send anything to it? Like a promise?
No, because this is wrapped in the elements provider, which then returns the stripe reference in the use stripe hook.
This hook is not wrapped. Because remember we're.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That. All right. So.
Okay, I have a hack. And we'll make it work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say wrapped products equals, and then we will take the children and we're going to return. We'll take elements out and put that here with the children inside, and then we're going to export wrapped products. So basically what we just did is kind of a like quick and dirty higher order component there, and that will make the hook available to us. So we can get, it's not going to be children, it's going to be products. So let's switch to here. And then we'll just pass in products. Okay, so now, yeah, this is we're like, if you've ever seen the like dot with, with stripe or with thing, this is sort of what we've just done is taken a thing and then wrapped it with another thing, and then we're returning the wrapped thing. And so this is not my favorite way to do this sort of thing, but in the interest of time, let's make that work.
And products doesn't have any props, does it? No. Okay, cool.
Oof. Okay, so then we've got stripe 2, and then we'll use stripe 2.
Yeah.
And
yeah, oof. I think we'll clean this up and then release it eventually.
Yeah, so Thor and I will end up turning this into probably another Egghead collection and blog and stuff. So there'll be a more. This has been a little chaos mode because we're also trying to fit together lots of different moving parts. So the example that we ship will be way more stripped down to just what needs to exist and not like all of the Learn with Jason site in addition to it. So this, I believe, should. Can we test this locally? Like, will it even attempt to pop the thing up, or is it just gonna?
We can console log the result.
Okay.
Which we would just expect to be null if we're not in an HTTPS environment.
Okay. So let's do that then.
Yeah.
Yarn workspace site develop. No, Milan, this is not. We're not doing anything with Gatsby today. This is all like basically pure React. So you could use this in any React setup. It's not dependent on Gatsby at all. Let's see. So there we go. Let's go look at the localhost. There's our store, and it looks like it's going to just log. Nope, didn't like something. Invalid value for Stripe. API key should be a string. Use specified undefined. The reason that happened is that we're not using Netlify dev, which means that we don't have our environment variables. So, but that's okay, because when in doubt, just commit it. Push it to production.
Maybe before we do that, we could add, so for Apple Pay to work, we need to add a domain verification file. So if we push up, we could also already commit that file.
Sure. How do I do that?
If you go to the docs, if you scroll to the top there, so there is this download this domain association file, and then we need to host it at this specific URL for it to be reachable.
Okay. So to do that in Gatsby, we're going to use the static folder here. And so I need to create .well known.
Yeah, it's quite long.
Oh, dang. Okay, so maybe we'll just start with the .well known, and then I'll copy paste this. Here, well known, new folder. Okay, and then inside this one, I'm going to bring this domain association in. Okay.
Yeah. And that should be it. So if we deploy that
Tell
now,
Stripe to register. So I'll need to go click this button.
Yeah, you can do that already, but we'll need to deploy first and then set it up.
Okay. So let's add git add site static. Okay. Then we're going to add site source components products. And the yarn lock and the site package JSON. Did we miss anything? Okay, so then we can push origin payment request. This is going into, yeah, that'll add. What would it be? What do you even call these? Payment request?
Well, so this specifically, we call it the payment request button. Yeah.
I not? I didn't commit. What a doofus. Okay, so add payment request button. Payment requests. And we'll open that pull request again. That's a real pull request. And this one, if we believe, is going to work.
All right. In the meantime, we can get started on the verifying the Apple domain. So if you go back to the docs,
I need what, dashboard? Because you told me to go to the Apple.
Yeah, there's
Pay
a link.
tab?
Yeah,
Oh, just
exactly.
I can just
Just open that
it.
link. Yeah.
Perfect. I like that the dashboard is linkable in Stripe. It's so nice because like when Netlify does this, where we put IDs in the URLs, and that means that you can't direct link. You have to tell people how to get there, which is, it's fine, but it's also like, oh, it'd be so much nicer to just click that button. Hey, what's up, James? Thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. Will Steeler, it would be in the environment if my Netlify, if my computer's local environment hadn't broken. Because like what's going wrong right now is that if we look at like Netlify dev, what happens is it loads all of my environment variables, but then my computer doesn't know what node is, which is infuriating. So I just need to figure out what I broke and like what I did wrong, which has nothing to do with the code we're writing today. This is like my computer is misconfigured, and that's why we're having this issue today, which is adding a surprisingly more difficult when you can't do local development.
Yeah, it's kind of flying without any engine and pilot a little bit.
It's rough. I'm just flapping my arms real hard and hoping for the best.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got, we're almost built here. So can I add, so that domain association file, I'm going to get a preview URL when I do this. Yeah. Can I associate the preview URL?
Yeah, that should be fine.
Okay. We're almost there. Just going to drink some coffee. What time is it for you right now? It's like 2 o'clock in the morning?
No, it's only 1:30. It's
only 1:30. Yeah.
It's a quiet morning in Singapore.
I appreciate you staying up late to build with us. Always.
At the moment, time isn't really existing anyway. Like it's all just a big blur. Mm-hmm. At least for me. So yeah, no, I really enjoy hacking along with you. So no bother at all.
Okay, I believe this is gonna work. Come on. So we're almost there.
Yeah, time doesn't exist. Yeah, that's true. It's a man-made construct, isn't it? I've got my fake sun here.
I know, right? That's it's so funny because to make the lighting better on my stream, I have to shut out all external light. So my office is like a dark cave, and then I've got my my light set up here. I carry this one around with me. It's like, oh look, I have like, oh look, a little bit of warmth and happiness with me wherever I go.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's here's our that's not the one I want. That's a messy. This is the one I want. So we've got this is my preview domain, and we can see that if we go over to the store, it doesn't do anything right now because older Stripe key. What? Oh, you know why? It's because I switched back to my my live account, which is like 5 years old. Wait, You know, this is funny because this is one of those streams where everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong.
Yeah, pretty much. Can we just change the environment variable in Netlify and quickly rebuild?
I can add another environment variable. So in my learn with JSON, this is our test data. I'm going to go get my, and I just need the publishable key, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's get publishable key, and then I'm going to pull off screen so that I don't accidentally give away my secrets. And I'm going to go.
Why doesn't Netlify hide the secrets?
That is a great question. I've been asking for that for a while. Let's see. So I'm going to put a Stripe test publishable key. And now, okay, so now I have a Stripe test PK environment variable. So if I go back to our code, and that means that I need to find this. Oh, I need to make it prefix with Gatsby. Okay, so Gatsby, Stripe test PK. And the reason I have to do that is that Gatsby, for very good security reasons, does not share environment variables unless you explicitly tell it to. And so when we explicitly put the Gatsby in front, it prevents Gatsby from, or that tells Gatsby that it's okay to share. But you should assume anything that you prefix with that Gatsby is going to be public because it shows up in the bundle and someone can find it. So do be careful with that you don't accidentally expose a bunch of sensitive stuff.
Yeah. So your secret keys don't prefix them with Gatsby ever.
Yes, exactly. So site source components products. That's the only thing we changed. So I'm going to fix use a test key, and then I need to go now. If I go upgrade my personal account, that will just give me new keys, right? Like, do I have to do anything for that?
I think it might be related to the API version.
That's what I suspect. But like, if I roll it over, I'm only using modern stuff. I don't have like old stuff running on these keys, so I should be able to just like click the button and then replace the keys, and everything should continue to function.
Yeah, in theory.
Okay,
that sounds good.
I'll do that after this stream in case we so that we don't get bit next time we do one of these.
Yeah.
So that should give us. Is this my site? Yeah. There's my site. Let's go back to the deploys. We are building this request again, but while we're doing that, this is not going to change. So we can set this up as a URL. And that was here.
Yeah.
So I can just hit this button.
Say add new domain, and you actually need to delete the HTTPS at the beginning. It's a bit, so we just
like
expect the domain name.
Oh, just bare.
Yeah.
Got it.
And then just make sure that you don't have a slash at the end. You don't need to download. You already have the file. So once everything looks correctly, just click add.
Oh, and this live updates. Oh, cool. That's nice. That's actually really helpful because then we can go here and then
just make sure it actually.
Does it matter if, I guess this is visible, right? So it doesn't matter if people see it.
No, it's a static file. Actually.
No.
Oh no.
My thingy. Oh, wait. This is supposed to be a file. I screwed this up. Okay, so what I did, I double nested it. I misunderstood that this was supposed to be. Okay, I can fix this. So let's go in here.
All right.
Okay, so then I can move this up to well known. I can delete the folder.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I didn't catch that.
Nah, that's totally fine. And then I'll rename this back. Okay, so that's fixed. But now we do have to wait for validation. So I'm going to git add site static dot well known, and then we'll commit. Let's correct domain verification, and then we can push. push to the branch. Okay, so now this one we can cancel because we have to wait for the next one anyways, so no sense in waiting.
Cool. I guess while this builds, I mean, we could look at sort of the additional steps that are required afterwards. So what actually happens?
Yeah.
Do that. So if you, I think we need to scroll down.
Okay, so to recap what we've done, so we installed the React Stripe.js, and then we imported elements, wrapped everything with elements. Okay. Then we set up a use effect to create a payment request, and we made sure that was available in state using use state. Then we so here's our payment request. We make sure that the browser is actually capable of using the payment request API, and if so, we put that payment request into state. Then making sure that it works, we show the payment request button. And I think this is where we ended off, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the payment request button works with the payment intents API. What we basically do is we create a payment intent with the amount that we intend to collect and the currency. And so that is something where we would just add a new Netlify function that pretty much does the same thing as the create checkout session function, but instead of creating a checkout session, it creates a payment intent.
Got it. And so the reason that we're doing that is because the payment code is on the client side. And anytime that you're putting currency information on the client side, you have to validate it, because otherwise I could go in and I could edit the price and say, like, actually this only costs 50 cents. And then I could send off that payment and it would process and like send off to the fulfillment company and all those things. And if I'm not paying attention, I would never notice that somebody only paid 50 cents for that item. So what this is doing, if I'm understanding correctly, is it's taking our request and it's saying, okay, so I have a request to process the payment for this thing, and I know that it's supposed to cost $10.99. So I'm going to return a unique ID that Stripe recognizes that will always get the amount correct, get the currency correct, all those things. And that way I can be confident that even though it's mostly client-side code, that no one is able to like hack it.
Exactly. So we do all the validation on the server side, where we like pull the pricing information from our database, or in our case, we have the product JSON file. We calculate the total amount, and then we create this payment intent, and we return back to the client a client secret. And now this client secret we can then use to finalize the payment on the client side. And so this is step 5 here, where we now attach a listener to our payment request. So basically when the user authenticates the payment in like Apple Pay with their fingerprint, then Apple communicates the payment details securely to Stripe, and then Stripe creates this token that is returned back, or in this case, we call it the payment method. That is returned back to the client and then fires off this event. And so we then basically listen to this payment request on payment method event, in which case we then simply confirm the card payment with the client secret and the payment method. Gotcha.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So I mean, this was not the smoothest of streams. I think my environment today was not doing us any favors. So I need to go clean all that up. And I think maybe lesson learned. Maybe next time we start with an empty site and And don't try to retrofit something into my
It's funny.
style.
I was so confident on like, yeah, we can do the shopping cart and the. And I know, like at the beginning, you were like, "Are you sure?"
It's okay. I mean, what is but I actually think this is important because it's always good to show that it's not always going to work out. Like, a lot of times I feel like the show makes it look like the teachers and I are somehow superhuman and like always get things right. Sometimes everything breaks and it's just not a great day for programming. However, look at this. We have a button. I don't know what's going to happen if I click it. Maybe nothing.
Yeah, it will. Yeah,
that's cool.
And you can choose your payment method.
Choose my payment method. Okay, so this says
it's still
it needs a billing
complaining about
address.
the address.
Yeah, I don't.
You can try to select one there. So if you,
I don't. It won't save my addresses, and I don't know if it's doing that because I'm using fake addresses. Maybe it's trying to validate or something. But
yeah, let's get Apple Pay set up and try that. So we should be able to do the domain verification now, right?
Yes, let's do it here. So this should actually work now. So if I go out and load it, there's our
Fingers
domain
crossed.
verification. So I'm going to add it.
Do we have a show me the money, or what is the
show me potato salad?
A potato salad.
Let's get this off the screen. Are you going to move? You're not. Oh, you are going to move. Okay. So we can operating Stripe.
Show me potato salad.
Okay, so it shows that it worked. Like we've got a green thing. And then if I need to open it in Safari? Is that okay?
Yeah. So that's kind of the unfortunate thing. So Apple Pay is actually baked into Safari and not payment request itself.
I mean, this is real cool though that works. And this is. I'm not going to run it because I think it'll.
No, it won't charge you. I think you now get a notification, or no, you can use your Touch ID on the laptop.
I'm doing it. Like I'm reaching.
Yeah.
Wait, I got to point at the camera. Here we go.
Yeah, and now the problem is we don't have the listener to listen to the payment method.
Okay.
So
I got it.
That's where we now would have to continue.
Sue's just like, no, don't do it. No, that's yeah. So what will happen once you go through the remaining steps is that this will. So I'm going to step through this and you correct me if I'm wrong. So what we just did was we created the button that initiates that payment request. The next step, this function here, this is what we need to tell the payment request to send to. So like I initiate this and it's going to say, all right, show me the web payment request API. And then it's going to send off a call to this payment intent to get an ID or a secret.
No, so you actually would do that once you get the payment method. So the way we would program this is we would add the handler, so the on payment method handler, which is kind of step 5 here.
Step 5.
Go to 5. And basically, once we have the payment method from Apple Pay, we then send off a request to our Netlify function.
Okay, so the payment. I'm trying to understand how all these pieces fit together. So when I'm here and I click this button, when does this get actually called?
Well, this gets called when you, in your client side, actually call your function.
Yes, that's kind of what I'm asking is like, so here I click this button and it opens up the payment request window. So
Correct.
that is handled by the browser. When, like, is there an event that I put in here that's like, once I get a payment, like once someone says, this is my payment method, then do the next thing? Or like, I guess maybe I'm just missing the connection between this step where I show a button and like, this is where I've created an ID and then this is where I'm sending things off.
Yeah, it's a little bit out of order for our use case because we have a single page application. So in our scenario, we actually would first listen for the payment method. So basically, someone clicks the button.
So this is what happens when I click the button. So like when I did the fingerprint,
correct,
it fired off this payment method event.
Correct.
And then inside of here is where I would do a call, and I would make a call to get this client secret at this point.
Correct. Yes.
Got it. Okay, I understand. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah. So it's like the client side and the server side are sort of completely disconnected. So what the payment request object we created on the client side is only used to show the payment information, the card information in your Apple Pay wallet. And then what happens when you touch your fingerprint, the payment details that are stored on your device are sent via Apple to Stripe directly and securely and exchanged for a token, which in this case is the payment method. And that is then returned back to the client.
Gotcha. Okay, I understand.
Now we can use this payment method and bring it together with our payment intent to then actually create a payment.
I understand. So yeah, so that all makes sense. So we're basically we're matching, like this is kind of like in the physical world, right? So if you were in the physical world, you get the things that you want and you put them into your cart, and each one of them is labeled, and they scan the barcode to verify that it is the thing that it's supposed to be and that you're getting charged the right amount. So that's kind of like our payment intent. We're taking the list of stuff and we're validating that we're charging the right amount for the stuff that we're getting. And then you've got the second step, which is that after you get that list, you've got your, like, you know, it's on the monitor, it shows you what you're going to buy. You then have to present a payment method to pay for it. And so I would hand over my card or cash or whatever. And both of those things have to be present for me to legally walk out of the store with my items. So to kind of link those up in here, when I do the fingerprint, I'm not paying. I'm saying this is my payment method.
Correct.
Okay. A bunch of things just fell into place in my head. And I have to say, this is hard. Like, payment is so hard. And I can't even imagine that I would attempt to approach it if it wasn't for tools like Stripe, because like the amount of complexity that we're not seeing is so high.
Yeah. I mean, we're hiring, so like if you want to see it, you know, stripe.com/jobs. Sorry.
That was not the right time to try. Like, this is so hard. Hey, come work on it. No, I love it. And honestly, like, Stripe, I think is one of the coolest companies that I've seen. I love the people that work there. You know, we've got Susan in the chat being absolutely lovely. You know, Thor, it's always a pleasure to have you on. And you know, it's very, very cool seeing the stuff that's coming out. You kind of set the gold standard for documentation. You've set the gold standard for like developer experience in APIs. And you know, that is really, really nice. Like, it's very pleasant to work with Stripe. And as someone who has written payment code prior to Stripe existing, it is such a breath of fresh air. So with that, I think we're gonna have to take a L today because we are way over time already.
Sorry, on the documentation, have you seen the new integration builder?
Yeah, okay, let's look at it because it's so cool. All right, remind me of the URL. It's like docs.stripe.com.
It's stripe.com/docs/payments/. /integration-builder. I hope that's correct.
Got it in one. Okay. This is so cool. Okay, so check this out. I'm going to switch this out. I want to use web. I'll use plain HTML, and let's roll down. So I'm going to watch this box. Okay, so I scroll down. All right. Oh, now what are we doing? Oh, we're showing payment intents. Oh, now what are we doing? We've moved over to checkout HTML. It's showing us what to do. This is it's so freaking cool. And check this out too. It put my test key in. So like I can legit copy paste this. I don't even have to. I need to spend more time like stealing ideas from Stripe for documentation because it's just so good. But this is absolutely incredible with the, and whoa, hold up.
Yeah, you can put your own color in there.
Holy crap. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the team that has worked on this is really amazing. And my colleague Adrian spearheaded this. And yeah.
So does this say, so when I put all this in, look at that. It just knows. That's dope. All right. So then just put in a fakie. I'll go to Hollywood. Oh, I thought it was going to show me a checkout page. So where's the purple? Like, where is this actually coming?
Oh, invalid color. So if you get an error, so for example, if you type the card details incorrectly, like just leave 2 digits out. So if you click try again, and just.
Oh, like here.
Yeah. So just type like an incorrect card number, just 4242.
Oh my God, I didn't even realize that was a thing.
Oh wow. Not even I knew this. Yeah, if you yeah. So if you just type 42 and then hit tab to like
42 tab.
Yeah, and now you can see that it changed to the purple. So it's like the client-side validation.
Wow! Holy buckets. That's amazing. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's extremely cool. All right, I didn't realize that's what was happening. And so my text color could be like red. Okay, so here's my red color. That's amazing. That's really, really nice looking. And then for the button, I can make this red or whatever, royal blue. Navy. Oh, that's dope. That's so cool. And then we can
Peach Puff. Do you know Peach Puff?
No, but I'm about
color.
to. That is a lot of fun. Okay, so this is I want to just play with this all day. But this is really cool. So and what I like about this is it takes a lot of the things about documentation that are hard, and it attempts to simplify them, because one of the hardest things is, as you're teaching something, you have to move between files. You've got to move to different sections of the code. And so, unless you're on video, like one of the reasons I like video so much is that I get to add commentary. I get to click and drag and highlight things, and you can see me moving from one file to another. This kind of takes that pain away, because you can see like what it moves for you. You kind of get that like real live interaction between things.
We should actually get you to narrate this. So as someone scrolls through, you just pop up,
That would be really funny. Yeah. So I think this is super cool. I think this is, this is kind of what I've come to expect from Stripe, is that, whatever good is for documentation, Stripe's going to come out with something that makes that look, just okay.
And so we have a little feedback box at the bottom, so we'd love for you to give it a try. And maybe if you want to put in a little greeting from the Learn with Jason show or something, maybe a little tap.
Yeah, you can follow me via email. There you go. Nice. Yeah, this is great. Like, this is really, really nice. It feels clean, and like, definitely when you're trying to untangle how to securely take someone's money and make sure that they're not, you're not putting them at risk, you're not putting yourself at risk, you're charging the right prices, you're doing all the things that you need to do to make sure that payments are handled properly. It is really nice to have these kind of applications and these tools at your fingertips. So with that, I think we are going to declare a little bit of a loss today. We got most of the way there with two different things, and I think the shopping cart is very cool. It looks like Nick already patched the library, so it should build now. And so I think we're in pretty good shape here. We'll take this, we'll expand it, we'll turn it into actual demos so that you can take a look at them and see. We'll work to actually update the store so that we'll have a real world example of what's, kind of how this will work in a real situation. And from that, I think this is a good place to call it done. So Thor, where should someone go if they want to follow up with you?
Yeah, you can reach me on Twitter, Thor Web Dev. That's actually also my domain, thorweb.dev. I failed to get thor.dev, which really infuriates me because it's actually not being used, but I haven't been able to get in touch. Yeah.
I turned down the volume on those a little bit because I feel like they were very jarring before, and I'm trying to I like the chaos of the show, but I don't want it to be like sensory overload, and it's already pretty visually busy. So.
That's true. Yeah.
So let's.
This actually a Gatsby site.
Oh, cool!
It's an awesome team by one of the Gatsby folks. What's his name? He's credited at the bottom. So I forgot his name.
Leonard. Yeah, yes. Leonard is great. He does awesome.
Lico Arts. Yeah. So cool. And it looks like it's sort of Stripe inspired, but it was all Leonard. So
yeah, it's very cool. Okay, so with that, I think we're gonna call it. Chat, make sure that you keep up with what's going on because we've got some fun stuff next week. I know you're not gonna believe me, but I'm gonna teach you how to protect your secrets from hackers like you next week on Tuesday. And then I have one of my favorite people, Leslie, is coming on the show, and we are going to design Secret Sandwich. If you remember, or if you haven't,
you hackers, you dirty hackers.
That's you, chat. You're that word. So Secret Sandwich was a project that we did where it's a kind of a game to play where it's like Secret Santa, but you pull somebody's name out of a hat, and then you have to build a sandwich that represents them as a person, and it has to be good enough that they would recognize it in a lineup of sandwiches. They'd be like, oh, that's the sandwich that is me. So we're building a website for it and playing the game. And Leslie's going to come on and take research from Marissa Morby, design from Maggie Appleton, which I got the final designs back. They're so good. So stay tuned. That's going to be a really fun episode. It's going to be very silly, but we're going to go into like wireframing, how to design a site, and just kind of work through the design process for a web project, which is going to be really, really valuable stuff. So definitely go check out the schedule, add it to the calendar, get signed up, and stay tuned because we're going to raid. Thor, thank you again. I appreciate you staying up late. Get some rest, and we'll see you next time. Enjoy your weekend, y'all.
Thanks.